What up, y'all? Welcome to PopDotComix. I'm JoJo coming at you from the Woman Cave in Vegas. Happy New Year, everybody. It is finally 2019, but I do have a few pickups that I made throughout the year of 2018 that I still never got a chance to share with you all. So before we get further into 2019, I'd really like to share those. I went to a con down in Ontario, California that I had a couple books signed and I had a couple pickups there. And yeah, I never got to do a video on that. There were a couple of online purchases that I made on Instagram and a couple of auction wins. But yeah, just stuff that I saw here as I was organizing the Woman Cave that I thought, you know what, let me do a video on that quickly, or not so quickly, as I'm known for my long videos. But yeah, why not do it now? I know it's the new year, but I can't move forward without sharing this awesomeness with you all, so let's do it. First things first, I went to a con. Holy smokes, I quickly just looked it up and it was back in May. It was called the Comic-Con Revolution. It was down in Ontario, California, and that's the first time I had been to that con. I think there were maybe 2 previous to that. But yeah, I really enjoyed myself there. It reminded me a lot of the cons that happen out here, which aren't as huge as like an SDCC, but they're definitely a good size, and there were a ton of awesome comic book creators that went to that con. So I had to take advantage and go down there. I have my family out there actually in Inland Empire, so it was like a 10-minute drive to the convention from my mom's place, so it worked out really great. I'll probably go again next year. But yeah, there were a couple of things I had signed, and it was an awesome experience overall. But here, let me just show you. One of the things that I really wanted to get signed was this awesome graphic novel here, Crisis on Infinite Earths. I have had George Perez sign this out here in Vegas, and as you can see, his signature's down here. And of course, Marv Wolfman was there. He charged $5 if I remember correctly, but yeah, I really like that he did that in silver. Just really pops. I kind of wish that George Perez had signed it in silver, but it's all good. And yeah, I'm really happy about this. It was something I had been meaning to do for a while. And moving right along, at that same con, I did see that Tad Stones was going to be there. So I brought these 2 Hellboy animated books out there so that I could get him to sign these. And if y'all didn't know, Tad Stones is the creator of Darkwing Duck. I did have a Darkwing Duck pop that I wanted to get signed by him, but it was in storage, so I was kind of bummed that I didn't have time to go grab it. But I did have these books on hand, so I was happy with this. I did get him to sign in here, as you can see. Really neat signature too. I like that a lot. And he did it in silver, which pops very well. And he had done the story for Pyramid of Death, which is one of the stories in here. There are several. Let me see if I can open it up here. Pyramid of Death, that's the one that he wrote. So yeah, really, really cool. And these books are cool. They're kind of like kiddie books. As you can see, the animation is a lot more geared for like little kids, but I still really do enjoy the look of it, and the stories are cute. So yeah, I was happy to have him sign that. And then I also had him sign my other one here. Take a look at his signature on this one. He did the story and the artwork for the Mechanical Monsters story in this one. So yeah. But yeah, these are cute little books. They have a couple of short stories in there. So yeah, I really dig them. And of course, this one has an awesome Eric Powell cover. But yep. So yeah, really happy to get those signed by Tad. And what was funny was that he was not expecting me to pull these out of my bag. When he saw them, you guys should have seen his face light up. Like, he hadn't seen these in years, and he said so too. He was like, wow, that's like a blast from the past. So it was really nice making him react like that, because I wasn't expecting him to react that way either. So yeah, it was really neat, and he's a really nice guy. I guess he gets so much Darkwing Duck stuff to sign, so yeah, he wasn't expecting some Hellboy. But alright, moving right along here, what else did I get signed? Walking around the con, I did find this gorgeous cover. This is Champions #1, the Mac variant. Beautiful, beautiful cover of our Miss Marvel. So yeah, just a gorgeous. I had to get it. And yeah, it was signed by Mac down here. And this is actually my first Mac signature, so really happy to have that. And it is a golden apple exclusive. I hadn't seen this one before, so I had to grab that. And it does have a certificate of authenticity, and yeah, this limited edition certificate of 400 is to commemorate and certify that David Mack signed the enclosed comic book at Golden Apple's booth at Stan Lee's LA Comic-Con. So awesome. Yeah, I love it. Love it, love it. So this was only $5. It's like, yeah, I'll take that all day, every day. So very, very cool pickup there. Also had to get a Danny Miki signature. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. I'm not quite sure, but two of my favorite covers. He's an inker, but I had these in a short box as I was looking for things to get signed, and these are some of my favorite, so I had to get these signed as well. He has a gorgeous signature, by the way. If you look right there, the gold. He really knows, obviously he's an inker, so he really knows what'll pop. And yeah, it's just gorgeous. Love that. Definitely going to plan to get more signatures of his, because he really knows how to make them look good. See up here, the gold again. Beautiful. But yeah, this is one of my favorite Batman covers from the Monsters of the Month variants. Love it. So yeah, how to get those signed. I didn't even tell you which ones. Obviously, this is Batman 35 variant from the New 52, and then this one was obviously the what's it called? The Engagement issue. Beautiful cover by Finch, and it's number 24. So yeah, awesome. And he was super nice too, by the way. Alright guys, so last but not least for that Comic-Con Revolution trip, I did have this baby signed, and relax, it's not the original, it's a reprint. It says right there. I don't know if you can see that. There it goes. Yep. But yeah, it's in great condition. Very, very nice looking book. Being the Star Wars fan that I am, I have always loved the nostalgia that comes with this earlier Star Wars series from Marvel back in the day. Right before, I believe the issues started right before the first movie came out, because they wanted to introduce people to the movie as a way of advertising. So I've always liked it, even though it's super cheesy. So yeah, when I saw that Howard Chaykin was going to be there, I knew I had to get these issues signed. So I did get this one signed. I know it's a reprint. I don't have the original, so I was satisfied with taking this. And he did sign it down here. As you can see, he was signing for free, so that's always awesome. But I will say that it wasn't the best experience with him. it was a bit of a bummer, not gonna lie, because like I said, I've always enjoyed this earlier series of Star Wars, so being that he did the art on it and everything, like, I was looking forward to like chatting with him. And here's the way that things went. So I was in line, and actually there wasn't a huge line at all. There was maybe like one person in front of me. I was waiting there. It was me and Andre, and we were thinking, okay, this is probably gonna take like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes tops, because nobody's here. So we were happy about that. But the person in front of us was just chatting it up with him, and he saw that I had arrived, and they kept talking. Like, it was like he kind of ignored the fact that we were waiting, which I think was a little bit rude, to be honest, but they kept going and going. And it wasn't like it was just this crazed fan that really wanted to talk to him. Like, they were both really engaged in it, which, that's nice and all, but again, if you have people waiting on you, like, that really want your signature, you should probably hurry up the chatter a little bit, at least. But they were taking a while. And the lady that was sitting next to him, who I'm not sure if that's like his wife or whatnot, she saw that I was waiting, and she kind of interrupted them and was telling Howard, like, hey, you have someone waiting in line there. And he looked at me and he goes, oh, well, patience is a virtue. And it was kind of rude, I thought. And he said something else like, oh, that's good that you're patient, something like that, something or other. And I was already getting a little bit annoyed because he had us waiting so long, and I know that he knew we were there. But then now on top of that, like, he was reminded that we were there, and he was still kind of taking his sweet time. So that was a little annoying. All right, so finally they finish up their little conversation, and this guy gets ready to leave, and some lady comes around me and right in front of me, she like completely cuts me off and starts talking to him. And again, I was like, what is going on? But it looked like they were old friends or something. So she wasn't a fan trying to get a signature or talk to him. Like, they had known each other, and it seemed like, they were just like catching up a little bit. And again, kind of annoying, but what are you gonna do? Like, tell him to stop talking to his friend? Like, it was just a sucky position that I was in. And again, the lady next to him was like, all right, this girl's waiting, so we really, we should take her. And so, yeah, they stopped talking, and I finally go up there and I give him this book and another one that you'll see in a second. And he's like, wait, who collects this? Is this yours? Or is this, and he points to Andre's, is this his? And I'm like, oh, it's mine. Yeah, I wanted to get them signed by you. And he was like, oh, wow. It's like, oh, that's awful. Why? Ugh, you have terrible taste. And I thought he was kind of joking in the beginning, because, sometimes people like just being sarcastic or facetious for, just for shits and giggles to make conversation. But he had this like scowl on his face, and there was no laughter. And so I was laughing, like, I took it as a joke, like, oh yeah, you're just kind of being self-deprecating and it's funny, that kind of thing. I went into it with that mentality, but it didn't look like he was joking. That was the weird part. So he was like legit mad that I brought these books up, that it's like he's just so sick of seeing them or something. And it's like he doesn't like being reminded of the work he did back in the day. I don't know. Or maybe he just thinks it's cringy to look at, since it's his, like, some of his first work, I guess. I have no idea why he said what he said, but it didn't look like he was joking, so I don't know. That made me feel awkward, but again, I just laughed it off, whatever. So I'm grabbing my things and we're starting to leave. And, you know, I'm a YouTuber, so when I go to these cons, I really like taking my little selfie stick. And it's really not for selfies. I was using it as a stabilizer because I hadn't bought one yet and my hands were shaky, so yeah. And so I had set it down while he was signing the books. And so when we were leaving and gathering everything, I was about to leave the booth, but then I realized that I had left the selfie stick with my camera, or with my phone on there. So I quickly returned, and he was like, "Oh, don't forget your narcissist stick." Like, he said it super bitter too, and I was like, whoa. Okay, yeah, thanks, bye. Yeah, it was just pretty rude. And you know, I would have laughed it off and everything. If he looked like he was joking or he was laughing, then I would not have taken it as seriously. And I like to think that I have a sense of humor, but the way that he was delivering these jabs, I was just like, ooh, you were not joking, were you? So yeah, my experience could have been better with Howard Chaykin. I'm not saying it was the worst experience in the world, because yeah, who knows, at the end of the day, maybe I did just read too much into it. Maybe he was having a crappy day, maybe he was tired, maybe he hadn't had lunch, whatever. There are a million reasons that he could have just not been in the greatest mood, and that's all fine, you know. But I'm not gonna lie, it did kind of affect the way that I look at these books now, which sucks. It has kind of tainted my appreciation for this older Star Wars art here. So yeah, it's a little sucky in that way, but you know, they can't all be the greatest people in the world, right? I've been lucky enough to meet several super nice people, one being Terry Dodson. He was a sweetheart. But yeah, you know, it's fine. It's fine. We move on, right? So anyways, let me show you the other one I got signed. Oops. And I'm gonna have to adjust the camera here because this is a Treasury edition. There you go. Yes, I did get this signed, and you can barely see the signature. Actually, it's down here. And it looked like his pen was running out of ink, or his Sharpie. It's in silver. So yeah, kind of bummed out. I'm probably gonna end up like either making this part of my giveaway or, you know, selling it, because like I said, I don't want a reminder of a negative experience. Yeah, there's no need. So anyway, moving on. Alright guys, so in terms of comic books, that's all that I had signed out at the Comic-Con Revolution. I did get a pop sign though by Kevin Conroy, voice of Batman in the animated series. Super cool person. I will say that it was very expensive getting a signature from him and a photo. It was like $80 or something. I don't know. I wasn't gonna do it, but Andre, my fiance, was like, no, we're doing it. This will be for your birthday. And I'm like, all right. I couldn't say no at that point, you know. And yeah, I'm glad that we did though, because you don't get the opportunity too often. So yeah, I'm usually not one to spend so much on the signature or wait in line, but the line wasn't too bad, so we went ahead and did it. And yeah, I'll show you guys the pop probably in my next collectibles haul video, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, so moving on, speaking of signatures, you guys know I'm located here in Vegas, and we have an awesome store called PopDotComix. You guys are probably well aware of them. You know, the drummer from System of a Down owns it, which is just a cool fun fact. But yeah, that store is really cool to just go and walk into and look around and stuff. I really don't do too much shopping there because it's, you know, I like hunting and finding really good deals and stealth buys. And that's just not really the place for it. They have some occasional good deals and stuff, but everything is very, very like almost like bougie in the comic book collector world, I guess you can say. Things are very expensive there, but understandably so, because everything's just like pristine. They have all their comics, all their back issues in Mylar, and that's how you know, right, guys? If everything in their back issues are wrapped in Mylar, that's how you know that it's a little bougier, right? So, yeah. I don't really go there too much, that being said, but when I do go there, it's usually to look around, or they have really cool exclusives, comic exclusive releases there, and they also have signings that happen throughout the year. Really great talent coming out here to sign books and talk to the fans, and it's a very intimate experience. It's not like going to a con where you have to wait in line for hours. The system that they have down at Torpedo is really cool and efficient. It takes a while, but you can leave. That's the cool part about it. They have a ticketing system that works really well. But anyway, it's definitely worth your time if you're out here, if you happen to be here when there's a signing happening. I think some of the names that have come out here are like Jim Lee, Frank Miller, Todd McFarlane, Silvestri was out here earlier, so was Adam Hughes. Unfortunately, I was only able to make it to the Greg Capullo signing. Things got really busy and I wasn't able to make it. Also, I'm trying to hold out for the VIP subscription of that, but we'll see if I'm able to or not. I hear it's really hard to get into that. But that would make things a lot cheaper, because I will say, I mean, prices vary for the signatures depending on the person, but for the Greg Capullo one, it was really expensive. It was like $20 a pop. So yeah, again, I'm usually not the type to spend that kind of money on a signature, but in this case, I barely had to wait in line. And yeah, even if I do find Greg Capullo at a con, like, I'm gonna be there for like half the day at least, just waiting. And so this is very convenient to just walk into the store, grab your ticket, go wherever you want. Luckily, I had RB3 there and Comic Vantage, so we were chatting it up for a while, and those two are awesome. And yeah, it was really cool meeting up with them. So it wasn't, the time that I did wait there, it wasn't even like I had to. It was just because I wanted to be in that kind of environment with all the other comic nerds. So yeah, it was a fun time. All right, so let me show you what I had signed. There were so many. It was so hard to choose because Greg Capullo is one of my favorites, if not my favorite, because you all know I'm a huge Batman fan, so it's like, oh man, he is definitely up there. But yeah, here's one of them. And this book's already special to me, not only because it's a Batman #1 issue, but my sister got me this book, and this is the issue that got me back into comic collecting. So it means a lot to me, and the fact that I was able to get Greg Capullo to sign it is just amazing. This is a Grail item for me. So yeah, I love this, and again, he was a really nice guy, and the line wasn't really very long, so I was very happy about that. Also got this sign. Shout out to CBA, the comic book aesthete. He gifted this book to me, and he had it signed by Scott Snyder a little while back. And yeah, I was able to get it signed by Greg Capullo, so really, really happy about that. It's like the amazing duo in comics, right? If you're a Batman fan, so yeah, really happy about that. I don't know why Greg like insists on signing up here on Batman logo. I don't understand, but it's all good. I mean, as long as they're signed, I'm happy. It's awesome. This book, shout out to the Doom who sent this to me. I think he sent this to me as a prize winning. Yeah, it was in this prize pack that I won from him. I love this variant. Beautiful, beautiful variant. Chilling as well, which is why I gravitate to it. But yeah, had him sign this. What else do I have here? I hope you guys can see that all right. Sorry about the glare. It's all that Mylar. And then we got DK3 Master Race Book 9. This is also a variant by Capullo. Beautiful. Gosh, that is an ugly glare here. Here, sorry about that glare, guys. Sorry about that Mylar glare. Here we go. It's a little bit better of an angle. Yeah, I just love the detail in this book. Beautiful Batman cover. And one that you don't see too often. So yeah, I had to get this one signed. It's one of my favorites. Gorgeous. And I will run through the other ones again if the glare was too bad. Here you go. Gorgeous. And oh, that one looks fine, so alright. And last but not least, I had him sign this beauty here. As you all know, I am a huge horror fan, and Halloween is one of my favorite movies. But yeah, this was funny. I pulled it out of, I carry this little like tin case and where I put my comics, and so I pulled it out and he was like, oh my god, and he like grabbed it and he was like, he lifted it up like, I have not seen this in years kind of look on his face. He was like, wow. And he said, I don't remember the last time somebody had me sign this book. Wow. And then I asked him if he had seen the movie, and he hadn't. And I was like, yeah, I just had to bring this. I'm a huge horror fan. And yeah, I love the work you did on this. So yeah, one of my favorite Halloween variants. I know there are actually several Michael Myers variants out there, but the Capullo one is just amazing. So yeah, I had to get that signed. Yeah, just a great experience at Torpedo. You know, they may have some pricey books, but they know what they're doing over there. They really think about you as a collector, and you can tell they try to make the waiting process for these signings easier on people. And even though it might cost a little more, it's definitely worth it in terms of convenience and efficiency. So yeah, again, highly suggest that if you're out here in Vegas and there's a signing, you should most definitely go. It's worth your time. So yeah, very, very glad that I experienced that, and I hope to be going to more signings at Torpedo in the near future in 2019. Whoa, so we're almost at half an hour, guys. I didn't realize the SIG portion of this video would take this long, so I think I'm just gonna cut it here and share my actual pickups in a different video. But anyways, guys, I hope you like this video. If you did, give me a like or subscribe or both. I don't hate it. And you could also catch me on Twitter and on Instagram at PopDotComix, and I guess I'll catch y'all over there. Later.